Hi, I'm Louise Warren and I'll talk to you about endpoint assessment with A2A training and what to expect. So endpoint assessment, or EPA, is the final stage of any apprenticeship. All apprentices must pass their EPA in order to pass their apprenticeship course. A2A training are an Ofqual recognised endpoint assessment organisation, and we assess 9 different standards. So most of our endpoint assessments are conducted online, and we use platforms such as Teams or Zoom, and assessments are usually recorded for quality or training purposes. Our assessors are friendly, professional and supportive of apprentices. We try to avoid overcomplicating questions, and we don't use trick questions, and we'll reword or rephrase when we can. You can ask us for a planning meeting before the date of your EPA if you'd like one. And this is where you would have a short meeting with your endpoint assessor to go over any questions you have about your EPA. Your endpoint assessor can't tell you what evidence to submit, and they can't give you any feedback during the EPA itself. Remember to bring your ID on the day of the EPA. Try and think of 2 examples of how you've met each of the criteria during your apprenticeship. Check if you can bring in any notes or your portfolio or showcase, for example. And try and log in early and be nice and organised for your endpoint assessment. Check that your IT system is compatible with whatever platform will be delivering the endpoint assessment on. So double check the details of the assessment plan before the day of your EPA, and make sure you have examples for each of the KSB areas. Show the assessor that you're committed to success in your endpoint assessment, and have a little think about the background behind you when you're on camera, and a messy bedroom, for example, can look unprofessional. You won't be allowed to use blurred or fake backgrounds, and you might want to practice using video calls and timings of presentations, for example. As an apprentice, you need to get to know the assessment plan for the standard that you've worked towards. Your independent endpoint assessor will assess you against the KSBs, the key skills and behaviours, and these are all on the assessment plan. You should know what to expect from your EPA, as your provider will have worked with you to prepare for it. If you can, practice your EPA with your tutor or with somebody else online, or in whatever way you'll do the actual EPA. Our assessors will do all they can to make you feel relaxed before you start. So the results of your EPA should come quickly. We sometimes have results available the next day, the same day, but we do promise to be no longer than a week. We'll give you detailed feedback so you'll know which areas you did well and those you did not so well in. And we use a platform called ACE 360, which is well recognised within apprenticeships, to share your results securely with your training provider. And certificates will come from the Institute of Apprenticeships. So remember, you'll need to be in a room on your own if you complete your endpoint assessment online. The endpoint assessment is to be completed under exam conditions, so it can be completed from work, home, or from your training provider or college. There are normally 2 or 3 elements of your endpoint assessment, so make sure you know how long you're likely to be in your endpoint assessment and you won't be disturbed. So we assess 9 different apprenticeship standards: sales executive, recruitment consultant and resourcer, customer service specialist and practitioner, team leader supervisor, business administrator, lead adult care and adult care worker. So good luck with your endpoint assessment, and here's our email address if you want to contact us or have a look on the website.